Hello. Below the Use Model button, and the Instructions buttons, I find the checkbox that allows me to publish as team, which, if filled, presents the drop-down to choose the team. Everything that is published as a team by one of the team members will generate the request to the other members to confirm or not the publication with a click. I take off the filling. Now I have to start entering directly the various fields, among which those with an asterisk are necessary for publication. I start by choosing one of the groups to which I belong with the relative drop-down menu, or if I don't like it, I can create one directly by clicking on the Create One button and the format opens. Then, I find the field below, if you are answering a challenge, which is automatically filled if I started viewing a challenge and I clicked on the button to answer to this challenge. If, on the other hand, the creation of the business plan that I am entering independently starts, and this is the case, it must not be filled. This is followed by the choice of language, which, in this case, is obviously English. Now I have to enter the title of the business plan, the only mandatory text, which will be seen in the rectangle for choosing the business plan that I will go to view and possibly vote on. I write, Tutorial for Business Plan. I therefore find the description, which is a very important and necessary part of understanding, even if not mandatory. Then I have to select the macro category with the relative drop-down menu and then the category and subcategory, to define well where a user can then go to choose the business plan. I also find the list of possible categories and can suggest a new category. If it is a patented product, I can upload files, or enter the link of the patent, connected with institutional sites that show files with its content. If I have a crowdfunding operation in progress, I can upload the link to the crowdfunding site, and, as soon as I enter a letter in the field, the possibility to upload the other data useful to specify better is presented to me. There are the presentation site, the requested capital, the minimum amount to success, the minimum subscription, the collection start and end date. In our case, we take it off. I therefore begin to enter a brief description in the first chapter, and I write, for example, Summary of the proposal, which is normally the first thing you find when analyzing a business plan. I add the first of the components of the business plan to be evaluated. You see that there is the Use Model button, or I fill in the various fields directly. I enter the title of the component, which is mandatory, and I write why was it necessary. And the description. Below, I then choose the category of the component, used to possibly assign a different weight to the score depending on the importance of each component, or in any case to make different assessments. In this case I choose Business Proposal. I find the option to upload one or more files, which can be in various formats. I may have uploaded a video to YouTube, which I would like to add to better specify, and here I can enter the link. Then I load a new component and I can do the same type of operations, or another chapter. One important thing is the possibility to move the created components to any part. To do this, it is better to reduce them in size by clicking on this triangle and then drag them where you want. At the end of the compilation, you will see that the start and end data of the evaluation period appear, which will be filled in only before launching the request to participate, while until then I can leave them blank. Then there are two checkboxes that I can fill in or not. One is for the paid promotion of the publication of my business plan to make it more visible, which makes sense if the group I have chosen includes many people and these are also part of other groups. Instead, the checkbox for the preservation of the coupling between the vote and the voter is already clicked. However, if the answer to a question makes it possible to discover his political or religious opinions, sexual orientation and other so-called sensitive subjects, the check must be removed. It is not possible for someone to obtain this information, but, if this coupling is not kept, there will be no possibility for hackers to access this data. I can therefore decide to click on the checkbox, Save as Model, for my subsequent use, and if I click on it, another checkbox will appear which allows me to suggest it as a model to the site manager, who could decide to make it available to the other users, rewarding those who proposed it. I can then save it as a draft or publish it directly. I recommend saving it as a draft to verify it before publishing it. I click on Save as Draft. And you see that I am presented with the same page that will see those who want to participate in the viewing and voting of this business plan. Then I can check it and possibly modify it, by clicking here or by going to My Profile. Clicking on Draft, and then on Business Plan, and then I can click on Edit Draft, and find it in the state in which I had saved it. I can verify it, enter the start and end dates of the evaluation period and then publish it. When I have published it, I can go to My Profile, click on Publications, and then on Business Plan, and I find my business plan.